I mean, yeah, we don't even really need to wear pants now.
Are you wearing pants right now?
I am. I'm wearing sweatpants.
I've got to tell you, I'm loving this
Whole setup.
freedom and flexibility.
It's very
And
nice.
the ability right now. Maybe I'm wearing pants, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, might have shoes on, might not. Leave it to your imagination, friends at home.
Pants, but definitely not heels. Fuzzy socks.
Oh my gosh, I am so stressed out from the holidays. How are you? Or because of the holidays, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
We are so dramatic.
Well, you know what it is? I start my holiday shopping and lists really early on. And so that doesn't stress me out. And also, I finally convinced, so my husband has a giant family. And it used to be like, oh my God,
all the
is
kids.
this person coming and this person? No, they don't do it for the kids. The brothers are smart. They only get for their god kids. So when I first met Tom, but the sisters, women are different. Like we feel guilty. So we're like, we need to buy for everybody. And oh my God, now this sister's hosting something at her house. So I need to make sure I get her. I guess I finally have convinced people and my own family too, Secret Santa. Secret Santa is so fun. And if you do it where it's like a little bit of like dirty Santa or, where you can steal somebody's gift or you set like a really low price so it can be funny and fun, it makes the holidays so much less stressful. I think that that's the big thing. It's like, because I love the parties. I love the parties. I love the food.
Yeah.
I love the parties. And so the only thing I don't love is like the pressure of having to get gifts and that uncomfortability when somebody gives you something that you don't have. If you do like a big family at this point, now with kids, it's different.
Kids is different. But at the end of the day, right, we're all living our best lives.
Yeah.
Right? Some of us don't get to. Some of us really do. And I really feel like for me, I don't need anything.
No. With my nieces last year, they came up here and the whole family, my family, not my husband's family, but we did a Secret Santa. And even the girls who were in college, they were like, we set, I think it was like a $50 limit because they were like, we've got jobs, we can do it. And everybody had to buy one gift. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun and nobody knew. And it was just really, it was cute. So that's how we do it in my family. Now, hey everyone, I'm Amber.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is Art Beauty, the real truth
about the fake shit. And talking about some real shit, talking about stress.
How do you handle, like,
stress
how are you
is
handling
the killer.
stress? Yeah.
Oh, I love CBD.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
Today's guest, I think, was one of the first, just like, Ryan, you can totally, like, it's okay if you try this. Like, this is not gonna, like, this was our guest today, you and I have worked with for over 10 years. Like we have been a part of the beauty industry and we've worked with, I'm just going to say the keratin treatment that she worked for and with for 10 years and we still love it. But moving right along, I love that we sit in a seat today where I can actually call people we know and go, okay, what's the story with this? And why does this say 750 mils? And why is this 2000 mils? And why would you do a gummy for this? And what so I love that we have access.
Absolutely.
And today we got some access. The CBD gold rush craze I saw about a year ago. And that was the last time I saw her in person, was at Cosmoprof in Vegas. And I didn't know she already had skin in the game.
My brother actually had been in the business for a little bit over a year. And then my background within beauty, as you know, Ryan, was always in providing stylists with the newest trends and the greatest things to make their clients feel great about themselves. So I really wanted to do something that would actually help hairstylists feel better and be able to be on their feet, and service the clients, and also something to share with the clients to make them feel beautiful from the inside out.
And it truly is like a luxury collection, you have the tincture drops, you have the chill bears, and then you move into like toner and eye cream and rejuvenating cream, and you really truly took it across a beauty brand with skincare as well, which is huge. So what made you decide to go into the actual face products as well?
Well, the big devil is inflammation, and CBD is known to be a major anti-inflammatory product. So if a lot of our skin issues comes from inflammation, then why not harness the power of CBD into skincare? Tinctures are great. It is definitely the most effective way to take your CBD when you're trying to combat certain ailments. But when it comes to skincare, again, we have to look beautiful all over. Botox can only do so much there, Ryan. So we need the right products to go along. So hence came the skincare collection. And I think it makes Hemp Beauty, stand out, different from all other CBD companies, but it really gives that 360-degree of approach of beauty from the inside out.
Now, Lindsay, we've done pieces before on CBD oil and how it works, but in case people haven't heard that, can you tell us a little bit about what CBD does, how it works in the body, how its mechanism of action?
So CBD, as we discussed, is a major anti-inflammatory product. Okay. We like to, in Hemp Beauty, think of the 3 A's: anti-aging, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. And, CBD interacts with the endocannabinoid system in our body, and it actually links to different receptors in the body, and it may help with anxiety. It basically kind of knows where your body needs it, and it kind of just goes there and makes it work better. So if your knee hurts, it kind of knows to target your knee and help with, again, that inflammation and helping with, maybe that knee pain. If you're having a headache, and again, it's maybe causing from your neck, you can actually topically treat that area and again, reduce that inflammation and help your body feel better. And I'm trying to keep it very, basic, because sometimes, all the endocannabinoid and CB1 and CB2 can get a little confusing. But basically, what you need to know about CBD is, biggest question is, does it get me high? No, it's not a psychoactive. It will not get you high. Right. And we're really trying to harness, again, those anti-inflammatory benefits that really help to combat a lot of the issues that we have going on in our body. And, Ryan, you asked about skin products earlier in CBD. Well, another thing is that there have been a lot of studies on CBD reducing the levels of sebum in the body. And for those of us that don't know, sebum actually is what causes acne. Right. So there's a lot of things that CBD can do for us, but there's certain claims we can say and certain things we can't. But I can quote studies, and I can tell you that my friends, have used certain products and their pimples have gone away. So right. the testimonials are extreme, and I love traveling all over the country to the various trade shows and hearing from our customers and hearing what CBD has done for them. I've had Olympic pole vaulters tell me that they've been to every doctor and their shoulder finally feels better. Or somebody who's had anxiety pain for 10 years and all of a sudden he's taken one dropper of a tincture and it's gone away. So again, I love to talk about the science of it, but I think that just seeing what it really has truly done for people and that it's life-changing is the reason I got into this.
You had sent me a box, and we're very transparent on this show that you had gifted me a really beautiful gift, and thank you so much. It came at the most perfect time. I had the craziest work trip I've ever had. I wound up doing a massive national brand event. I shot a hair campaign. I modeled for a hair campaign. I saw some friends. I had late nights, early mornings. I physically was truly I was broken at the end of that trip. We'll leave it at that. I probably used your products for 3 days. And on the second day, I felt brand new. And I used everything from the toner to the eye cream to the balm to rub in to the places where I hurt, to the tincture under my tongue. And literally my body reset as if I took a week off of work. in a matter of 48 hours.
Yeah, we've done, I've tried the tincture before, and it's funny, I gave it to my mother. And I know that you mentioned that you gave like a cream to a friend's mother who had knee problems, Ryan.
Yeah.
And my acupuncturist, who we had on this show, she loved it. And there was a product that she was selling in her office that was for muscle pain. So I know that we are seeing this now pretty much everywhere. And because of that, Lindsay, is there things as a consumer, is all CBD created equal? Are there things that we can do to make sure we're getting, the good stuff?
Yeah, where it's sourced. How do you choose to have like your CBD product, and what do you put in your product?
So we actually are part of the process of actually sourcing the CBD with the various manufacturers. We source either from Colorado or Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And then, all of the CBD is sent directly to our manufacturers, in which it's tested at that point. And then each product is then tested again. What consumers can do is to look for a reputable company, read articles on them, go to a trusted source. A lot of the stores that are selling it, or, maybe buying direct from their websites and reading their lab reports. But sometimes you may not understand their lab reports. Right. So and a lot of questions more of like, what do I start with? How much do I take? How much is in the bottle? So let me just grab something. Yeah. So actually,
break it down for us.
Okay. So actually, this new beauty magazine is like my go-to best article on CBD. This is my favorite chart, and I bring it to every meeting. For people that are in the business world, like Ryan, like your husband, they would really understand cannabis as a business model. So here you have cannabis is what they call the parent company, right? And a parent company has two companies underneath them. They have hemp and marijuana. Well, the hemp company makes two products, and it's called CBD and hemp seed oil. And marijuana makes two products, and it's called THC and CBD. So what this chart really shows you is everything from the hemp side. That is what was made legal from the Farm Bill. Everything on the marijuana side, that's another story, right?
Got it. Yes.
So the question a lot of times is, well, I've been using hemp. I've used that, other companies that have hemp seed. And what's the difference between hemp seed and CBD? Well, as you can see, hemp seed comes from the seeds, and CBD comes from the stalk and the leaves. So there are no medicinal effects with hemp seed. It's an omega-3, it's a fatty acid, it has all that, but it will not necessarily help you with any sort of relief or any of these big claims that CBD is coming out and making. And you can see that THC is derived from marijuana, and that's why you don't have any psychoactive effects on this side. Now, the other part about this, is that we were going to talk about how much people should take. Now, again, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to take, but I can tell you, again, in that new beauty magazine, that they talk about finding your Goldilocks zone. And it's like the best thing ever. Finding is it too hot? Is it cold? What's my proper? So really with CBD, you want to start small and work your way up.
Okay.
I think the easiest way to figure out the dosage amount is by looking at a full dropper. So most CBD companies have 30 ml in a bottle, which is the equivalent of 1 ounce. Okay. Which means there's 30 applications. So keep that number 30 in your head. And when you see the total amount of CBD on a bottle, you take the total number divided by 30. And that equals 25 milligrams per full dropper, because this is a 750.
Full dropper.
Okay.
Full dropper. Yeah. So that's kind of like, if any of these any other CBD companies are 30 ml, or let's say they're 15 ml, that means that's the amount of applications in the bottle. So you're always going to take your total amount of applications and divide by the total amount of CBD in the bottle.
To find out. Got it. Because there was one company that we had got, Ryan, when we went to the cryo, that was 1,200 milligrams, but the
Yep.
1200, I think, was because my mom actually called the company and was like,
That's a
"What's the
full
difference?"
amount.
But was the dropper size, I think, not the
No, it'd be too
No,
much.
it was
So it was
what's in
probably
the full dropper.
1,200 in a bottle. And each dropper was probably about 30, it was probably about 40 milligrams per dropper.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, it's much
Oh.
less.
Why don't they just make
So-
this easy for us where it's like,
I know.
I know.
Well, I came into the game like early, but kind of late. And like the one thing I would have done was at least make the numbers divisible by 30.
Right.
So like 1,200 divides by 30. Well,
Right.
1,000 really doesn't. 250 doesn't, but
Right,
hey, I'm
right.
changing the world. Our new things, try to divide out. But we have in our range, 250, 750, 1,250, and 2,000. And what I always recommend to people is to start small and work your way up. So maybe start with, if you're doing a 750 milligram dropper, bottle, you would do about half a dropper, and that would be 12.5 milligrams per full dropper for the half. And then see how you feel. Always start at night, because the only negative effect is that maybe you feel a little drowsy or sleepy. CBD doesn't make you fall asleep, but it just kind of has a way of like shutting your mind off. So if you're like the list maker and things are going in your head, it just has a way to just shut it down. Right, Ryan? Do you feel like that sometimes?
Oh, night and day. My turning point for me, and I think I actually expressed this to you and the last time I saw you, was I was that guy at 4:30, 5 o'clock with a chip on my shoulder. My kids were irritating me. I was starting to bark a little. Like, I was that guy. And I just was, I know a lot of people reach for their first glass of wine. I know a lot of people smoke a joint or do other things. And I just didn't, I needed to keep going. I had to sometimes drive my kids. I had to sometimes pick my children up. I had to I'm not going to reach for those things. So when you said to me, like, just try a little bit and see if it works, it immediately worked. The things that were irritating, the things that created anxiety, I'm sorry, I got typical, like putting dinner on the table and like organizing bedtime and all that typical stuff was starting to get a little like anxiety and like, naggy.
And
it fixed all of that for me.
I want to also like highlight the fact that you said it's not going to make you stoned, but it will make you feel calm. Because when we were in there with the cryo, it definitely, there was a chill effect. And I want to get to one of the products on here on your website, which I love. The CBD Chill Bears.
Yes.
Tell me about these.
So the Chill Bears are an easy way for your CBD on the go. I was telling Ryan earlier, I have a client who just loves them because it's the only way she can get in the car with her 16-year-old daughter.
Oh,
yeah.
who's
driving?
Okay, she's not taking him and driving, right? Because I still think we want to be careful.
No, the mom who has to sit shotgun with her seatbelt on.
That she can get with her daughter driving to keep her calm.
Got it.
Student driver.
Yikes! A
bumper stickers.
I will say, and every other person in CBD will say this too, that your most effective way to take CBD is by, taking it via tincture, because it will go to your bloodstream. So the Chill Bears are a great way, but again, you're not going to feel as much immediate effects than it is to if you're taking the tincture. But it's just a great thing to have in your purse, and again, on the go. And sometimes it's again, you have a little bit of an extra little CBD snack there to hit you up.
So with the bears, you take one or you take a handful?
With the bears with ours, you would take one, it depends on you, maybe two,
Gotcha.
My husband tried the whole pack as R&D one night, but they are 50 milligrams each. Others on the market are anywhere between 20 to 25. So again, you always want to look at the milligrams, and that's really your best way to shop each CBD company is how much milligrams is in each product. So you want to know, because it's not like, oh, I've taken that CBD gummy before. Because if you look at the package, it could be 10 milligrams each, where ours are 50. So you just have to be conscious of the type of milligrams that you're taking. And again, always start small and work your way up.
It's like anything. I don't care if you're counting carbs, counting cocktails, counting them out. You just be mindful and don't be silly when you're ingesting things.
And you mentioned before, looking for reputable brands. You are now being sold, though, in major mass market chains. Can you tell us about that?
We have a couple large retailers on the shelf in our skincare collection. So we had Kohl's that rolled out with a couple hundred stores, and CVS will be rolling out as well. Nice. We do have a full line again in relief creams and rollers and tinctures, but again, some select products will be available at those retailers as well.
Okay.
But yes, it's exciting.
All right. Is there a favorite that you have, or is that like asking you?
So my favorite is actually the rollers, just because I can do it myself. I happen to love the Good Vibes Relief Roller and also the Just Chill. Those are like my go-to.
Okay.
Like, during that time of the month when you're like all in like bloated in your stomach, like I take that Just Chill or that Good Vibes and I put it all over my stomach, all over my neck. This Good Vibes Relief Roller is becoming one of our most popular products.
I loved it too. I left one of mine in the fridge, and it was delicious. Cold therapy / relief / inflammation. It did so much for me.
Okay. And that's the Just Chill. So the Just Chill is like basically actually our professional massage oil, but in this component. So at least from a consumer point of view, it's way easier to put this on as a massage oil and like pump it out.
Right.
So, and now we have a lot of spas, and we'll have more coming on board. They're actually going to be offering Hemp Beauty CBD massages.
Oh,
smart.
Can I ask you, Lindsay, what is the legality with this, right? State to state, and I know it's changing all the time, but is CBD legal everywhere in the United States? Is it legal internationally?
So actually in 2018, the Farm Bill came about and it legalized CBD derived from hemp on a federal level. Okay. However, each state gets to make their own rules. Okay. So most states have come out with their own regulation. There are a couple states that are still like kind of a no-go.
Do you know which ones those are?
But it changes every day.
Do you know which ones are no-go, like offhand?
Like Nebraska, I think, is still, but Louisiana was a no-go, and it's just that they changed their rules that each place has to have a certain license. In Alabama, for instance, last year we had a show, and in Alabama it was a no-go, but by this year when I was back at the hair show there, it was,
it was okay.
all good. So it's just a matter of the states getting together and creating their own regulatory and their own regulation. But I think that we'll see more and more come on board.
And the reason I want to bring that up is because these days, I mean, we travel, we're on the go. And I know my mother was here visiting me from Florida. And Florida, it's Florida,
yes.
It's legal.
So there's another thing. I don't want to quote, Amber, the actual regulation, but I believe that the TSA came out with a new regulation that approves CBD. So you don't have to worry from necessarily going from state to state. It's more of like the retail sale. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to make any.
No, and it's just something that I want to point out to our listeners and to our viewers. Do the research. So you want to just be a little bit careful with this because it is something new. There are still regulations happening about it.
Yes.
And just do a quick Google search to make sure that you're not carrying something, muling something across the border that you shouldn't be.
Yes. Yes, no, for sure. But definitely check out the new regulation that TSA came out with, because they just changed the rules.
Yes. And like you said, laws change every single day. So just, be careful, be mindful, and enjoy.
So what do you think about the future of CBD? You're in the industry now. Like, are there things that we think more regulations going to be coming, sort of maybe standardization of droppers?
There is already, a decent amount of regulation that's happening. A lot has to do with the QR code on the products.
Okay.
This QR code must go to your COA reports, which is your certificate of authenticity report. based on, for individual products and also for your CBD that you're using. So this is something that Indiana adopted first, and then each state will be coming on board. So companies need to have this QR code. As a consumer, you can put your phone up to the QR code and you should be able to read all of their testing reports through this QR code. So this is a part of regulation that's happening. The other thing, basically what they want to do is to just make sure that everybody is getting as close to seed to sale as you possibly can be, that you're just knowing where the product is coming from, again, from harvest all the way up. But we want regulation because, again, we want to be able to, protect the customer, make sure they're getting the highest quality, get rid of any gray market goods or people not saying what's exactly in the bottle. Where do I see the future? I think that CBD, from so many different people that are trying it, that it has honestly, I haven't met somebody that CBD hasn't had a positive effect for them. Again, using the right product. So I think that you'll see difference in for us, the innovation will be in delivery systems. Like you just saw in the new rollers. We also have bath bombs, lip bombs, bath salts, bath bombs. So just any way to really take in your CBD. I think you'll see a lot more topical happen just because of the FDA. And again, from a regulation of any sort of like ingestible or food. Yes, there's restaurants doing all of that, but we've decided to just kind of go into the line extension of topical because you're not.
Right.
So it's just, but again, it's just being, working with the right suppliers, working with the right manufacturers, and just being honest that I think will, keep us there.
And I love that you shared the QR code, because to me that says, okay, this is something that, because there's so many products out there, because this is a relatively new and exploding market, it's one way that we as consumers can sort of make sure that we're getting stuff that we can trust in. Yeah. Awesome. So now I'm going to just ask for everything, because I got to ask for everything. Is it possible to offer our listeners any sort of a discount?
Well, funny you should say, Amber. We actually set up a special promo code just for your customers. The promo code will be ArtBeauty10.
Okay.
And it will entitle all of your customers, all your listeners, to 10% off a one-time purchase on whatever that cart wants to be. So stock up, buy for your friends, 10% off your entire order just for you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So again, Lindsay, if people want to find you, if they want to go to your product, where can they go? What's the address?
They would go to www.hempbeautypro.com.
Awesome. And here we are on the site. Beautiful site.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And those chill bears, I've got to say, probably a really great item for the holidays.
Yeah.
For when people are driving you nuts.
They're part of the holiday essential kit.
You should probably just throw them into everybody. Oh my gosh, can you imagine going to like an office party and just, or like just putting them on like the cupcakes, like the dessert. It's like, hey, have a gummy bear.
Oh yeah, I walk around like in all the shows, like in my purse at the bar, like, here, take the chill bear. Here, take a chill bear. Here's
the most popular woman at these shows, let me tell you. Well, thank you, everyone. And of course, if you want to reach out to us, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at hello@ArtBeautyPodcast. Lindsay, thank you so much for being on the show.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram at Art Beauty Podcast. And Ryan, when are we going to see them?
As always, we're going to see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye.